just realized there's a dent on my mic. Welcome to episode 73 of Inside Me with your host, Nick Racioppi. Kick that intro, son.
Kids coming all the way from Jacksonville, giving it from
The stage, let's keep it going. The stage next, good friend of mine, finally back in town. Here we go for our next comedian, Mr. Nick Racioppi, everybody. Thanks, guys. I'm Nick Racioppi.
Yeah, you're gonna drink the sweet nectar of the gods. You're gonna drink the nectar of the gods, the Celsius tropic vibe. Well, I'm all cluttered up. I'm sure you guys are wondering, Nick, where the hell you been? And one would say a whole bunch of excuses. And look, I'm trying to find a good happy medium where I can still have a life and produce podcasts for you guys and work on my comedy. And I'm not saying I have all these things, like my life is like this big illustrious fucking thing, right? I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. It's all bullshit. It's all excuses, right? For a while, I just wanted to make sure that I could hammer out enough time during the week to make a podcast and then also creatively work on my writing and look. Since I got back from deployment, your boy's been in a slump, dude. I've been sad. It's sad boy hours. And I just didn't feel like myself, and I didn't really feel like the podcast would be funny, right? Because I wasn't thinking that I was funny. I went through a little rut getting back, and now I'm like starting to get back into the swing of things, comedy-wise and dad-wise and husband-wise. So like now we're ready to have a silly goose time. I'm ready to have a silly goose fucking time. I'm ready to rant. I'm ready to rave. I'm ready to be here for you guys again, you know, because I think it's important for you to take those times off. I just went to New Jersey last week, and hold on. Before I get ahead of myself, you can see it on the screen, but I'm going to give you guys some of my dates. Let me get some of the housekeeping out of the way. So Southport Tap and Cellar will be November 18th. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. My boy Lou Morgante is throwing it on. It's going to be a really fun event. If you guys don't know where it is, it's in Wilmington or just south of Wilmington. It's going to be a really fun show. Tickets are $20 for seated, $15 for standing. Again, at the Southport Tap and Cellar. I'm going to put the link in the description below. It'll bring you to the Facebook event page. But then we also, don't forget, doors open at 7. And the show starts at 8. Be there, be square. Seagate Bottle Shop. That's December 3rd. Now, this event's going to be really cool. It's hosted by Tim, the comedic ginger. And it's going to be really fun because it's a Toys for Tot event. So, like, all the proceeds are going to go to the Toys for Tots. So 100% the comedy will be for, one, a really good reason. I almost grew up in the system, so like those Christmases make those kids event, you know, or make their lives, you know. Anytime you can kind of reach back for the kids. But again, that'll be you can either bring a toy or you can bring cash to donate, and then you'll be entered into a raffle, I believe. But there's going to be a ton of comics on that one as well. Doors open at 7, shows at 8. It's going to be fun. And again, that was December 3rd. So November 18th, I'll be at the Southport Tap and Cellar. And then December 3rd, it's a Saturday, I'll be at Seagate Bottle Shop. Fun stuff. Come and see me. I always feel really bad for people that come and see me like on an open mic. It doesn't happen often, but like that's me working my shit out, right? Let me get rid of this gum. I'm going to put it somewhere. Hold on. I know this is super unprofesh. Super unprofesh, dude. I know. But look, um, the open mics are like your workout rooms, you know? And I say that in the sense that, like, it's me trying new material. It's probably not going to be funny. I'm usually, like, the way I'm trying to figure out my writing process is, like, I'll bring the premise, and try and, obviously, I want to try and make it as funny as possible before I bring it up, right? So, like, I'll have the premise, loose idea, and what's crazy is that a joke will work at one place. So, like, it did really well at one room on Wednesday, and then I have another couple of jokes that just, like, absolutely bombed on Thursday at Dead Crow. So it's hit or miss, and you gotta. And I think the goal is to just make it funny overall. So when you take it to like any room, you can take it to any room and it's gonna kill. That's the idea. You want a joke that'll kill everywhere, and I think I'm getting better at my writing that way, but I'm also still tweaking my systems in, like, how I write a joke, and when, like, pencil meets the paper. You know what I'm saying? I think I really want to start getting into some story and, like, expose stuff into my life, and, like, really starting to speak from the heart and really trying to connect with the audience, because a lot of the jokes I did were kind of fucking hacky, man. It's like you and if you don't know what hacky means, it's just like you could tell it's written, right? And it's not that it's not funny. Like, some hacky jokes are still funny, but it's not. It's a persona. It's like why did the chicken cross the road? And then it's usually followed up nowadays by, like, some wild statement just to get a reaction out of the crowd. It's like, because Yeezy is friends with Hitler. And you're like, all right, man, I guess Hitler's been dead for like 70 years, but cool. I guess that premise works. But yeah, I've been just really trying to focus on comedy lately. And I started this podcast because I wanted to get into comedy, and none of the places were open during the pandemic. So it's kind of now working hand in hand, and I hope you guys didn't miss me too much, but now we're back. Try to plan for, I'm still debating on Saturdays or Mondays on release days now, just so it can give me the weekend to edit it, and then you guys can have it fresh for your Monday morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning. Whether it's a drive into work or whatever. But I'm also going to try and push the times a little bit more. So this might be a 20-minute episode, but I'm going to try and get more long-winded for you, fellow listeners of Cast Pods, because, you want to hear more of me. You want to hear more. You want to hear more. And my wife, Priscilla, she fucking hates it, but what are you going to do? I like talking, and I guess I could talk more for you guys. Plus, it'll help me, like, get comfortable with, like, being on a mic for extended periods of time, which I think will hopefully translate into my comedy. But it is Veterans Day weekend. Shout out to all the vets out there. I do want to say this. Veteran suicide. I'm not trying to make this all fucking soppy, but yes, this day is about free meals. I'm just kidding. It's more than free meals at Denny's or IHOP. You're not gonna get a fucking Grand Slam, or a ribeye at Texas Roadhouse without thinking of what the veterans had to pay in blood, sweat, and tears in order to kind of make this country what it is. And with Biden doing such a bad job at pulling out, I think it is more important this year to make sure you reach out to one of your vet friends. Don't tell me you don't have one. Everybody knows a vet, but do more than reach out. I've been in some pretty sad places before, and I think that reaching out isn't enough. A lot of people say, like, text them, give them a text. That doesn't work all the time. It really doesn't. There's been times where, like, I hit a low, and not only was it a low emotionally for me, but it was also physically. I didn't want to go and do anything. It didn't feel like anybody could really relate to what I was going through. And I will say this, if somebody had reached out, which eventually someone did, and I kind of just went back through the motions, but not only reaching out, but making plans, involving yourself with that person. Because a lot of the times when you reach out and it's just a text, they're going to shoot you whatever bullshit you want to hear. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh, it's good. How's the new job? How you been? You've been killing it. You've been doing a lot of stuff. Cool. And then out of nowhere, the conversation just kind of gets boring. And then, like, you just wind up liking each other's fucking messages without actually replying. And then, it's sending a couple of fucking Instagram reels every fucking month or a week or whatever. And that's not enough. It's not enough. When someone's really fucking low, sending them a fucking relationship video, thinking it's funny, ain't gonna work. It's not gonna pull them out of the hole, right? You don't know where that person is mentally, and I'm not trying to make this a big fucking sob story, but people get to fucking dark spots. And I think this Veterans Day, make sure you not only text them, but make plans. Make plans to hang out with them super soon. Do it soon. If you can, do it Veterans Day weekend. Now, by the time this is coming out, it's pretty much over. But maybe the next weekend. Maybe November 18th, you can go to Southport Tap Room and Cellar and come see Nick Racioppi, a fellow veteran. Perform some jokies, some laughies, some fucking goob and gobbins, And then you guys can have a ball and be better, Make plans. Don't just reach out. It's not enough. I'm telling you right now, it's not enough. One suicide, whether veteran or not, is too much. There's too many people killing themselves. There's already a bunch of random ways you can die anyway. Why do it to yourself? Don't be sad. Push through yourself. And if you don't know what I mean by push through yourself, you're going to be your biggest enemy. I think everybody has a lot of expectations on like where they would be at this point in their life. And you could be 40, you could be 25. You still had goals, right? You still had expectations on where your life would be. And when you don't hit those, sometimes people go, I'm not there yet, right? And when you're not there yet, it's not saying you won't ever be, but you're down on yourself and you hate yourself and you're fucking disgusting and you fucking loathe the way you look. You fucking self-deprecate because it's fucking cool. And it's not. You're going to be, dude, you're exactly where you need to be when you're there. That's what I'm learning. I'm putting up, look, I've been seeing a specialist and I'm putting up boundaries and I'm fucking having a standard for myself. And it's really opened my eyes as to like how much I was letting people not necessarily walk on me in like a malice way, right? Like nobody was like taking my opinion and then just stepping on it, but like not putting up boundaries. Like I don't want to go there because I don't. That's it. I don't want to. That's it. I want to do things that I want to do. It's really helped me out, especially the past couple of weeks. Setting up boundaries, with my kids, with my wife, with other comedians. I'm burping now because of this fucking nectar juice. Oh, I'm drinking peach vibe, and you fucking dummies let me say tropical vibe. I don't like doing stuff I don't want to do anymore, I want to keep it to the things I want to do. Because if I'm spending all this time in my life doing shit for other people, when's it going to be time for Papa? When's Big Papa going to get his turn? Well, I got to bubble up and set my own fucking boundaries, I got to be like, I don't want to do that. Dude, on the 9th, November 9th, I'm 11 months sober. It's the best thing I could have ever done in my life. If you guys don't know I didn't say it before I went on my schmoyment last year, or I guess this last spring, but I got a DWI. Because some military, right? It's a very military of me to do. And if you haven't put it together yet, I'm active duty military. But, dude, I went through a very big change in life. Now, like looking back on it, my habits were disgusting. I was gross, and I didn't have any standards for myself because I wasn't putting any standards on myself. I wasn't disciplined. And I'm not saying like I'm fucking David Goggins right now. I'm not carrying a boat. I'm not running ultra marathons, pissing my balls out. I'm not pissing blood because my body got reconfigured mid-ultra marathon, That's not me. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm doing things that I'd rather enjoy. And here's the thing. Even the things I don't enjoy, I'm doing anyway. I think that's the key in changing my life right now. I don't want to say, because I think it's because I'm coming up on 30, and I'll be 29 this year, and I had a revelation. It's like, why am I always so fucking angry and tense? And why am I not able to just like sit and like be in a moment? Am I the only one? And comment below if you feel like you can enjoy moments. Maybe we can work you out a little bit. All right, well, not like that, but like, you know what I'm saying. We'll make sure that you are maybe looking at life the right way. And I realized that not only was I unable to enjoy like the little things, and fuck, it sounds so goddamn cliche and fucking, I hate myself for saying it, but it is what it is, right? Like, you manifest your own positivity, you manifest your own happiness, and like, yeah, is it annoying? My wife texted me right before I was planning on recording this episode that she wanted lunch. Is it inconvenient for me to take the 40 minutes out of my fucking day, 40 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how long the food takes in traffic, to go pick her up food and then drop it off to her? But I also needed gas. So, like, are there other things I could take care of while I'm out? Sure. Would we both have a good day if I just blew up and was an asshole about, like, doing something for my life partner? She's leaning on me because she's at work on a fucking Saturday. On a fucking, actually, today's Friday. On a fucking Friday, bro. She's on a Friday. She wants chicken teriyaki with rice, onions, and zucchini. Hold the mushrooms. Now, did I just give you guys her whole Miyabi order? I did. Because it's ingrained in my brain. Because I was stewing on it as I was on my way to fucking Miyabi, But that's the thing. It's just like having a positive outlook on life and like being apologetic, but not overtly apologetic. Like, yeah, sorry, I can't do that. And you like, that's it. You don't have to explain yourself past that. When people ask like, oh, why can't you make it? It's like, sorry, I can't make it. I really don't owe you that response. And like being more reserved, because I realized I was also oversharing because I thought it would be funny. Like when you meet somebody and maybe you're a parent and they're a parent and you're at this like combined spot and you guys start talking about Get Out. That was my dog. I would never talk to my children like that. Right? I would never. Oh, I am the nicest father in the world. No, but you ever at like a place where you're with other parents, maybe you've never met them before, right? It's just like a public area. And you hear other parents talk about their kids like they're not shitheads. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, we all know kids are kind-hearted. They're very forgiving. They're very naive. They're very positive by nature, right? Those are things that describe kids, right? But we all know sometimes your kids have the best intentions, but it doesn't always end like that, right? Like my son maybe lets the dogs out, but then when he lets them in, they're just dragging mud through the house on my I just like freshly mopped floor. And it's like, hey, I love you and thank you for helping out, but I want to rip your fucking head off right now, you know? And it's like sometimes they're like, or like the kids in school. My daughter just got done with like a really bad fever, and I know it was some snot-nosed little fuck in her class. Like, can I borrow the brown crayon? Just coughing into my daughter's face. And now she was sick and she was down bad with a fucking like 103, 104 fever for like 2 weeks. We could not get her temperature down, right? And it's not the kid's fault. He usually probably covers his nose. My dog right now is looking at me with one eye through a crack in the door, and it's super awkward, okay? Because he's just doing this. Get out. Get out, please. Yeah, right? But like when you're in that public forum and like other parents don't necessarily talk bad about their kids in public. What I'm getting at is that I was an oversharer where I would like, I'm not saying I want to be like the person that lies to people and like saying that my kids aren't shitheads, because they are sometimes. I love them to death. I will never not love them. But I'm just saying sometimes they suck. Sometimes my kids suck. And that's okay, because sometimes I suck as a parent. Sometimes I'm not the best parent, you know? Sometimes I suck. And a lot of times I suck. I break promises, and I'm trying to hold those promises back together. I know this is like an ADHD rant on parenthood, but I'm just trying to give you the dates because I'm excited to talk about it, and I love my kids, and I love my family, and I love you guys for listening, and I'm just trying to drop some knowledge on what I know. So in that public forum, you'll see parents that don't necessarily talk bad about their kids. And that, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I know when I would share stories on like how my kid pooped in public to get a laugh. And with oversharing, that isn't necessarily conducive, because that might be embarrassing to my kid. That might be embarrassing to my wife. Like the chocolate face story. You guys remember the chocolate face story? I think that's episode 1 or 2 of this podcast. So if you haven't, go back, listen to it. But for my wife, that might have been super embarrassing, right? And I'm just trying to be a little bit more aware of other people's feelings, with also holding my feelings intact and like also being mindful of what I believe is right. I'm just trying to be a little bit more ethical, a little bit more moral, and just choosing my words a little bit more, because sometimes just saying some crazy shit doesn't always get a laugh, and I've realized that now. And when I do that, and the way I say things really does take a toll on the people I am around. And sometimes, for the sake of a joke, hurting people's feelings is not the way to do it. Does that make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying here? And I know this is me just talking because you guys can't actually do it, but comment below if you've ever had any of these moments where like you may or may not have overshared. I overshare all the time. I'm still doing it, but I'm just trying to be more reserved in my stories and the way I do it. Okay? With that being said, I'm making changes in my life. Trying to be cooler. Where's the money at? Ching, ching, ching. Trying to be cooler. That's me, man. I'm just trying to be a fucking better dude. And what are we at time-wise? Look at that. We are crushing minutes right now. I guess I'll move back to, because I had it written down. It is Veterans Day weekend, so I guess we'll close up with this. Not only should you reach out, make plans, but also if you don't know a veteran, and there's easy ways to spot a veteran, okay? They're probably going to be the person in a flannel with a beard, sunglasses, hat forward, maybe backwards. They'll probably have Merrells on, or what's that other shoe? What's the other shoe? There's another shoe that they wear. It's not Merrell's, but the other ones. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's two ways, because sometimes it could just be some dude from Colorado, right? And you don't know. You don't know. Maybe it's just some dude from Colorado, and he just likes walking a lot. He puts on a coat, he puts on a backpack, and he goes for a hike. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to walk. I'm going to drive somewhere that isn't my neighborhood, and then I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk, and I'm going to walk up, I'm going to walk down. I'm going to maybe bring some ropes, and maybe I can climb up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Yeah, You can come up here. I shall allow it. Yeah, go ahead. Don't be weird about it. No, come on. Just sit. I would like you all to meet my puppy. He's the coolest. Give me a kiss. Kiss. Give me a kiss. Don't kiss the microphone. Say hi. Say hi. Give me a kiss. No, come on. What are you sniffing that for? You don't need that. He's got his little beehole on the couch. So whoever is my next guest, you're sitting on fresh beehole. You're going to sit on fresh beehole. Right, Damien? Now, you guys might be wondering, hey, dude, why'd you name your dog Damien? Is he an omen? No, he's not. The last dog we had was DK, which stood for Dark Knight, because he was an all-black lab. Dark Knight, obviously. Batman, can't tell. It's a nerd. So we named him Damien because Damien is, in the new comic books, Batman's son, Damian Wayne, who, because Batman frigged Talia al Ghul, Damian Wayne is the son of, or grandson of Ra's al Ghul, and is also Robin. So we thought it would be really cool to name him that. Also, because I'm a dork. So yeah, we're dorky, and that's what we do, dude. But like, the one way to spot a veteran is just asking them, hey, did you serve? Did you? Oh, did you serve in the military? Have you been in a branch of our Department of Defense? You know? And sometimes that's all you need. That's all you need to do. Hey, have you ever served? Yeah, I served from fucking 2009 to fucking 2013. Cool. Thanks for your service. You know? It's super funny because there's like commercials all over the place now for like the Camp Lejeune water epidemic, because it was poisoned. Let me say that again. Poisoned with a whole bunch of different chemicals. And, you know, the years are weird because it's like 2004 to like 1987. And the water's still bad. I'm not saying it's any better, right? Which is why I thought the age gap was so weird. It's the same way with like, you know, 3M getting sued, which if you don't know is like a earplug company. And it was found out that they had a default in their hearing protection. And like a bunch of money was sued in lieu of this. And now every email I get is because I'm deaf. Okay? I used them. I also, you know, shot a lot. And I'm a little deaf. Can't hear stuff sometimes. And that's okay. My son today said, I can't hear you because my ears don't work good. And I went, no, I don't hear good. You have little boy ears. You can hear fine. With that being said, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't, give it a share too. Shout your boy out somewhere. You know, Facebook, Instagram. I'll take any of it. Twitter, LinkedIn, you know. But don't forget, November 18th, I'll be at Southport Tap and Cellar. Doors at 7, show at 8. And then December 3rd, I'll be at Seagate Bottle Shop. Doors at 7, show at 8. It's going to be a really cool fundraiser. Okay? Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again. You're the best. Peace.